favorite group of people up on stage all at once. Okay, let me just start by publicly thanking our Heavenly Father. He really just chose to bless this team for such a time as this, and we are really, really grateful. Let me secondly thank my husband, Brad. I know that about 7 months a year you feel like a single parent, but I want you to know that I could not do this job without you. And I live a blessed life, and I know that, and I know a lot of that is God, but I also recognize that a lot of it is a reflection of your leadership in our home. And I love you very much. Thank you. Okay, and then lastly, I just want to thank Cynthia. While she was yet a trainer, she got me this job. And I really appreciate that, Cynthia. So about this group of young ladies, let me just tell their parents what an honor and privilege it is to work with your daughters. Our program has been very blessed, not only with talent, but with great kids that have a great work ethic. You guys are doing really something right at home. Coach Odinga and I knew last year that we were going to be good, but throughout the season, as I adjusted the lineup, we could start seeing the pieces fall into place. The biggest piece for me was an out-of-the-ordinary cohesiveness. The first and my most favorite thing that I have to talk about is gigolo. And I'm not going to make them do that on stage right now. But before every game, they do this little warm-up where they literally get fired up by doing this little rhythm song dance. I don't even know how to describe it to you. But I will never forget that my daughter sat on a stairway at the state tournament and watched that and came back talking about how much fun those kids were having and how funny they are and how sweet they are to each other, and it makes my day that these kids are impacting the most important girl in my life. And then the second story, I don't even know that they know that I know about this. But there was a weekend where, not on purpose, we scheduled to host a volleyball tournament and have a football game and have and have homecoming and then the homecoming dance all on the same weekend. And a couple of days before we did that, I handed them a list and I said, these are the hours and the positions that we need to cover. And so they all sat down and looked at each other, and I walked out of the room because I knew that this was just something we were going to have to work out. Many of the kids had to take the SAT that Saturday. Many of the kids had obviously made hair appointments and things like that for the dance. And then some of the kids felt bad because they didn't have anything to do, so they thought they were going to have to stay the whole time. And it kind of got awkward for a few seconds, hence the reason I walked away. And I was sitting in my office, and I hear them in the hallway. They're kind of all about to leave. And I think Allie Brandenburg was like, oh, that was so stressful. And Caitlin Duffy goes, could we just stop and get a team hug? And they all like hug, and I am in the office dying, thinking how much I love these kids. And so they all kind of huddle up and hug, and Katie Riley tells them, you know what? It's going to be hard on Saturday, and we're going to have to cover for each other, and everybody's going to have to be in a good mood, and not have their cell phones on the score table because it makes refs crazy and all this stuff. She goes, but Saturday night, we're going to look good. And we are going to go have fun, and we're going to get to be together, and that's what we really want anyway. And I went home that night, and I told Brad I would be more surprised if this team does not win state than if they do. And the biggest reason was because of the way they treated each other and how close they were. I cannot tell you, I know for a fact that they would have run through brick walls for each other. And a lot of that was just their character and the way it happened to mix this year. And it was a lot of it was our senior leadership, to be honest with you, and our captains. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this team was how calm they were on the floor. If you watch any of our games, or if you watch any of the video from the state tournament, like I have been watching for the last few days, I started thinking, did we win? I keep seeing the other team score. And the demeanor of these girls never changed. They were so calm and so relaxed and so at peace that literally the game was never in question. I don't remember any of us being really nervous or acting different than our regular selves at any of those times, and so that was so great. And the thing I want them to know is that I will feel different about this team forever, and I will remember these kids forever. And I really, if anything, ask or just tell you guys that we covet your prayers next year. As we lose 6 seniors, but we have a lot of young talent, and I know I'm responsible for that, to take good care of that young talent, and where we could use your prayers really for next year is that we will do exactly what God has planned for us, and that we will be able to repeat. I think that would be a great testimony to how big our God is. Thank you very much, guys. I enjoyed it.
I'm not sure about you, but I think that deserves a big round of applause. Congratulations, ladies. Coach Greg from Bethlehem Hollingsworth. And then our other state championship, team state championship that we need to celebrate.